Hey guys, I'm Darryl from Sim Coaches, and today, in today's video, we're going to explain to you the difference between potentiometer pedals, load cell pedals, and hydraulic pedals, and the benefits to you as a driver and a consumer. All right, guys. So today, starting with the potentiometer-driven pedals. These are usually the most basic pedals, the entry-level pedals for anyone who wants to get into sim racing. The way these pedals work is based on a potentiometer, so no load. It actually is based on pedal travel distance. What that means is as you press the pedal down, you'll rotate the potentiometer and it gives its signal to the software on how much pressure you're giving it based on how far you travel. Now, the pros of this setup is they're typically the most affordable. It is typically what will happen with they'll come with your wheels, your entry-level pedals that come with your steering wheel bases. Some of them have upgrades where they are a little more robust of a frame, but you'll still be using potentiometers. The downside is the inaccuracy of the potentiometer. Since they're not pressure-based, it's just based on how far you travel. So you don't actually get feedback as you would in a real vehicle. You don't get the immersion and the feedback you would with more load cell or hydraulic pedals. But they are very affordable and usable pedals, more so than typical like controller or anything like that. But the step up from that would be our load cell. Now, the major difference between the potentiometer and the load cell pedals is load cell pedals actually use a measured load in order to transition that signal from the pedal to the system. And the way it does that is it essentially deforms a cell inside of the pedal, and based on how much you deform that cell, it gives the signal on how much pressure you're putting into the pedal, not just how far the pedal travels. Load cell pedals are a step up. They're still affordable and more affordable than most hydraulics, but they are not as accurate as the hydraulic pedals. It is a good step up if you're looking for buying your way into the sim world and you are getting into racing and you're new to it. These two sets are probably going to be the ones you do the most differentiating between. If you are very fresh to sim racing, chances are you're probably going to start off with a potentiometer-based pedal, which is not bad. It is not a terrible piece of equipment. It is just not going to be as accurate or fully immersed as the steps up. When you get up to the load cell pedals, you have a little more immersion. You can actually load a heavier duty media in. So the media in which you compress in order to get that feedback. Usually with a load cell pedal is going to be a little more robust. So you just get a more tactile feedback of the pedal and what it would feel like closer to the car. But moving up from there will be probably your most expensive option, which is hydraulics. Now, as far as tool for the job, hydraulics are going to be the best in the business. Now, that does come the sacrifice of price. So these are probably going to be your most expensive pedals, ranging anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, whereas most load cell pedals will range from about $300 to $400, and the entry-level pedals probably are around $100 to $150. These pedals here are going to give you the most immersion. For a multitude of reasons. They have a better construction typically than the prior two pedals that we've mentioned. They're usually made up all of billet aluminum or stronger metal. They're usually CNC machines for accuracy and cleanliness of the pedal. Also, they use hydraulic assistance. Now, what that means for you is you can actually compress a way heavier duty media, which gives you way more feedback. And since it's hydraulic based, as you move that fluid smoothly, that's how it's going to move that media. So you can use a heavier duty spring, for example, for the most important pedal, which is the brake. The hydraulic pedals will have a lot more accurate feedback and immersion than the previous two because they are using hydraulics to load that media that you're compressing. Much like a braking system or a clutch system in an actual vehicle that is hydraulic. So as far as like one-to-one feel, hydraulics are going to just be your best bet for getting that personal feedback. Now, the question is, what equipment should you purchase as a person who's getting involved in sim racing? Now, this all depends on what you're looking to gain from sim racing. If you're just someone who's just playing to have some fun with friends, then it's probably not going to be the best purchase to spend a couple of $1,000s on pedals that don't necessarily need to use if you're just having fun online. This level of pedal is more for the person who really, really wants to get the most out of their training online or on their sim, whether it be with track familiarity, like learning new tracks because you're going to go there in your actual race car, truly understanding your brake zones, or if you're even competitive in online racing, this is going to be your best tool. You'll have so much more feedback. You're talking about the difference in shaving a tenth to 2/10 per corner in braking zones because you got that feedback, which over the course of a 30-lap race, we all know can translate to finishing mid-pack, back of pack, or front of the pack. With the load cells, you still have a competitive pedal set, and lots of people definitely still compete with load cell pedals. You just don't have that little edge that matters when it comes to being full-on competitive and or translating your foot movement and what feedback you get from the pedals to your actual car, if that's what you use your sim for. The entry-level pedals, this is primarily more for the gamer, the leisurely gamer, the person who wants to get some immersion out of using a steering wheel and pedals versus like a controller, but you're not as concerned about everything being perfectly accurate. So when it comes to tool for the job, this is definitely going to be your entry level, what you can spend the least amount of money on and still have some fun with your sim. Moving up to the load cell, these are going to be a step up in price, but still very affordable. You get a lot more immersion over the potentiometer pedals, but not quite the edge you're looking for if you're trying to be the most competitive online and or trying to get an actual feedback of what your car is going to feel like on track. And if you are a sim racer and you're looking to step up from the load cell pedals and get that extra edge from hydraulics, head on over to Sim Coaches and check our pedals out. They do come with a lifetime warranty and they are made 100% in the US. And with that, I am Darryl with Sim Coaches. We're going to close off here and see you guys next time.